If you've traveled around Southeast Asia, you're gonna notice a very big trend. It's a lot of overweight and unhealthy, obese people. So today I want to talk about how I've stayed healthy and got better in shape in the last 10 years of traveling than I ever did when I was in the military, going to university, or just living in the States. Now, before we start this, we have to address the theories and the ideas people think about when they think about working out and traveling abroad. Traveling a lot makes us tired. It makes us lazy. We start making excuses. We don't want to go to a gym. Now, when it comes to working out, start integrating your travels with it. Take advantage of the exploring, the exploration. Places like Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia. Definitely get out there and walk. Explore different ways of traveling. Don't always think the only way to get anywhere is a taxi. It's not. Take a walk, man. You'd be surprised what you can see. And while you're walking through these areas, try some of the stuff the local people do. There's a lot of paths that local people do. There's a lot of activities locals do. You know, they have like badminton, they have the Muay Thai version. Do stuff like that and start getting that cardio in while you're having fun. It's like two birds with one stone, right? And if all else fails, places like Thailand and Laos actually have a lot of parks, and they're quite big, they're beautiful, they're cool. Just get on there, get some headphones, listen to some Pimsleur, learn a new language, and just walk it out for 45 minutes to an hour. I've been doing this for the last like 2.5 years, and it's made a huge difference for me mentally and physically. Something so simple can have a huge effect. Now, if you do decide to go to a gym, in Vietnam, gyms are typically closed most of the day. They're open like early morning and early late evening. So you don't have that daytime, and as a teacher, that's like our ideal time to go. So do be aware of stuff like that. Also, the equipment typically can be different. One thing I've learned in Asia is people are more about the stretching, Tai Chi kind of workout. So you will see the bench presses, the squat racks, the free weights, stuff like that. But you'll also see a bunch of weird equipment. Don't be afraid to ask. If you go to a park in like Vietnam or Thailand, there's just fitness equipment everywhere. It just has some kind of a moving part. Now, if you do decide to go to a gym and you don't plan on staying for the full month, most gyms do have like a drop-in fee. Be careful. I recommend going to Google Maps and finding these places and reading the reviews, because this is where typically Westerners do it. One thing I've noticed is if you're in a tourist westernized area, you're looking at like $10, $20 drop-in fees. If you are doing a drop-in, I would be careful. When I lived in Vietnam and I did do gym memberships, I typically paid for the month knowing I would only be there for a few weeks, because it ended up costing like $3 a day. You kind of have to balance it. Google Maps is probably the best way to find reviews, because this is where I've noticed more Western people leave consistent reviews on stuff, and they typically almost always mention the drop-in fee. Now, the last part of these gyms that we should be aware of, or you should be aware of, is having your fitness level met. If you are a big guy and you're in there dropping weights like crazy, a lot of Asian gyms won't be the best ideal for you. Most of these gyms, like there's very few that are meant for like real bodybuilders, but most of them are pretty female focused, as in like lighter weights, yoga, stretching. Now, there are free weights, there are heavier weights at majority of the modern gyms, but when you get to like countrysides, you're gonna start finding gyms that don't have a lot of that stuff. You might want to check them out before you subscribe to them long term, or just do the daily drop-in and try them out, because there are a lot of options. Now, another great way to stay in shape and to get your cardio and your fitness up, there's a bunch of groups out here that you can join. And these could be Westerners, locals, and you can go out there with them. Cool thing about this, because I actually did this in Thailand. I did it for the Muay Thai. This is how I got into Muay Thai fighting, actually. But I started meeting locals that spoke, and most of these people typically speak pretty good English if they're accepting Western people to join their groups. And they started showing me different sides of Thailand. This is actually how I learned about Sriracha, which is a small city outside of Pattaya, because Pattaya is just like, you guys know what it is. But I learned about Sriracha through this, and that's why I ended up moving there for so long. Find these types of groups. They're great for workout, they're great for commitment, they're great for finding workout partners, but they're also great for learning about the areas that you're in for damn near free. Get resistant bands. Resistant bands have been a lifesaver for me. You can get them in like 5 to 50 pounds, and I use them for my workouts. I do resistant training. If you do the research on this, and I recommend you guys always do the research on your fitness and your health. It's very subjective in the fitness world because there's a lot of bro science. They're cheap. They fit in my bags. I've taken them all. I've had the same resistant bands for like 2 years. I take them all over the world, and I work out every day with them. I don't have to leave the house. I don't worry about time. I don't worry about noise in the gym. Like things about like Cambodia and Vietnam is they play music like you're in a techno club, so it's hard to even work out. You can't even hear your own headphones. So I don't deal with any of this garbage. And finally, before I get out of here, I want to talk about, I think one of the most important is the diet and just your overall health. I mean, you can't outwork a bad diet. You can never outwork a bad diet. So take care of yourself, eat healthy, get your cardio in. People feel that if you weightlift, that's enough for your cardio. You have to get cardio in, man. Like, go out for a run. I jump rope a lot when I'm watching like a video or a movie. So take that into account. Have your diet good. Personally, I'm not gonna give you a diet suggestion. It's on you. There's vegans, there's vegetarians, there's the carnivore diet, there's a keto diet, there's a fasting diet, there's a dry fast diet. There's so many diets. There's a fast food diet. Like, that's actually a thing in Thailand where you just eat fast food only. Like, I don't even understand who thought that was intelligent. Personally, for me, I've ended up going to like a keto diet. So reduce sugars and a lot of fat, which is kind of a hard diet to do in Asia because everything's sugar. Rice, bread, noodles. Do I need to go on? Be aware when you travel to different countries, you're probably gonna, I don't wanna say you're gonna have cheat days, but you're gonna be forced to an extent. Like if you're a vegan and you come to Vietnam, I'm sorry to tell you, man, you're gonna be battling. It's just hard to get those types of foods out here. Like, Vietnamese don't even know what the hell you're talking about when you say all you eat is vegetables. They're just like, no rice? Rice is life. Like, you get all this kind of stuff. You will be forced to have serious sacrifices or challenges when it comes to different types of diets. So keep that in mind. When you travel, food will be an issue if you have a more strict diet. If you just eat whatever, you know, you're just normal human, don't worry about it. So in general, eat healthy, give yourself rest, get some resistant bands. Just kind of plan your workouts at the hotel, the Airbnb, because they are big enough. You just need a little floor, get it done. And I personally use gym visits as like a, you know, like a dessert where I get to go to the gym and just crank out everything. And typically when I go to a gym, I pay for the day, I do everything. Like, I do a full body workout for that day. I use gyms as kind of like a here or there kind of thing, but the resistant bands has been a huge one for me. And obviously get rest, guys. Don't travel like maniacs and be like, I need to get these push-ups, you know, or stuff like that. And that kind of leads me to the final part. My daily regimen, regardless, because I can't always work out, I accept it. And you need to have a downfall so you mentally don't go into depression or get upset that you don't work out. Every day, I do 100 push-ups. I walk 3 to 5 kilometers. And every day I just do some random workout with my resistance bands, or I just sit there for 10 minutes and do fake jump roping. Well, you know, mimic jump roping. That's it. If I can get that at least done, I am happy as all hell. You should not be traveling around Asia flipping out because you're not getting your squats in. Who does leg day anyways? And in regards to like where you do your workouts, Airbnbs, hotels, you just need a floor. Gyms, once in a while, drop in, pay a fee, do your thing. And I think that kind of covers it for today, guys. So thanks for watching. I will see you again